I love Rebirth Island in Warzone. However, I'm tired of it and want other resurgence maps back. Let me explain. I was just talking to a friend of mine about this the other day while we were playing Ranked Resurgence. Which I know, why would I even play this with all the cheaters? But the truth is, I still enjoy the game, and I've been grinding it a lot. But after dropping into Rebirth Island for the like thousandth time, it just started to feel kinda stale. So we talked about how great the fights and matches were on Vondel and Rebirth Island last year, and how those maps are no longer available in the current Warzone. For example, there were some really close games that got decided on Vondel's rooftops, and on Fortune's Keep we always landed on a moving boat to loot up and collect tons of score streaks to prepare for the endgame. It was such fun. Maybe we are looking at those maps with rose-colored glasses in hindsight, because we definitely had plenty of bad games on them too. But hey, nostalgia is real, and I guess it hits hard for old Resurgence maps as well. The thing is, ever since the Black Ops 6 integration happened in October of last year, Warzone has been slowly but surely declining in quality and enjoyment. This can be seen in the community's sentiment about constant cheaters in a game and the decline in player numbers. All in all, Warzone is nowhere near as big as it once was. And I know, they just added Verdansk back in an effort to regain lost players and bait people with nostalgia. But it's been almost 4 months since Verdansk dropped. And while I do appreciate their effort to provide a decent big battle royale map, I personally only play Resurgence with friends. And the only map available for that mode is Rebirth Island. Back in October, when the game dropped and combined BO6 with Warzone, they also had Area 99, one of, if not the worst Resurgence map ever. The map was extremely small and the layout just wasn't good, resulting in a general negative sentiment about it. Players hated it, and with the start of Season 3 and the return of Verdansk, they removed Area 99 completely from the game. Again, not many were surprised or upset about it, because it felt like a failed effort on Treyarch's part to cater to Resurgence players. And ever since then, we can only play good old Alcatraz Island, or rather Rebirth Island. And we're almost in Season 5 of Black Ops 6, and we still haven't gotten our old Resurgence maps back. I'm talking about Vondel, Fortune's Keep, hell, even Ashika Island. So the question is, why have we not gotten them back already? Instead, we keep getting tons of LTMs inside of Warzone that always focus on Verdansk, and I believe they are doing this as an extra effort to push players into trying the big map instead. After all, they just worked on it to remake it for Warzone 2.0, or whatever you want to call it, 3.0, 4.0, whatever. Point is, the Resurgence mode is suffering just because they want players to appreciate Verdansk more. And that alone would have been fine by me if it only got prioritized for like one season, right? But like I said, Verdansk came out months ago, and it's beginning to feel stale again. And while I respect them for putting this map in the spotlight, they are losing me as a Resurgence player. I mean, I will still play it regardless, but still, let us drop into Vondel again, please. I miss it so much. The rooftop fights, the diverse POIs, it was such a great map. And I'm not here to explain why some Resurgence maps are better than others, because objectively speaking, I do believe Rebirth Island has proven to be the most played and most popular one. But subjectively, I always had a great time on Vondel and even Fortune's Keep. Basically, I would go as far as to say Modern Warfare 3 Warzone from last year was the best Warzone integration we ever had. Yes, Urkistan wasn't that good of a map, some people didn't like the backpack system, and the introduction of Omni movement with BO6 might have set a new standard for movement. However, in terms of updates and modes, I can't help but feel like we had such much better stuff going on last year. We had a Rebirth Island only playlist for squads, I believe, but we also had a rotational one where the maps swapped between Rebirth, Vondel and Fortune's Keep, and that alone helped against map fatigue a lot. You could wait for your favorite map to be available, which sure wasn't the most exciting thing, but even deploying into the other maps in the meantime didn't hurt your experience. It was a nice change of pace. Now in 2025, every Resurgence match feels the exact same. There's only so much Alcatraz one can take before feeling bored. And maybe I'm in a minority here, but I would at least like to have the option to play the other maps alongside Rebirth Island. Tell me I'm not the only one. Sure, there are other issues with Warzone and Activision going on, and here I am ranting about old maps. From the constant cheaters and microtransaction practices to the lack of proper rewards for events, there's a lot to talk about. But I really wanted to dedicate a video to those maps that are now gone. If they don't bring them back with Season 5 of BO6, then it might truly be over for me. I know they would probably have to remake them partially so that BO6 gameplay would work on them, but it's been 4 seasons and 9 months. Surely they could at least drop one new Resurgence map at this point. Also, I'm afraid another reason for this could be the fact that we have a Treyarch game right now, and the maps like Vondel and Fortune's Keep are Modern Warfare trademark maps. So maybe internally they are not allowed to provide them when it's not a Modern Warfare lifecycle, which would be the stupidest thing ever, trust me, but who knows with some of those studios' egos. And if that's the case, then at the very least we should get Area 99 back as a squad playlist. Nothing the majority would actively play all the time, but at least something that's there as an option if you really want to switch things up and are tired of Rebirth. Not my ideal scenario, but better than nothing. And at the very least, we should get the Purgatory version of Rebirth back for Season 6 and the Halloween event. That's the only silver lining I'm looking forward to right now. But Season 5 has to deliver. We will probably see a roadmap this week for the next season, and then we will know if we have to stick with Rebirth Island for another 3 months or not. I'm praying that they will switch it up with the other Resurgence maps, but I'm afraid they won't. And if that's the case, it might actually be evidence that Warzone could get shut down next year and rebooted as Blackout 2 or something. Who knows? But I truly think this next season will be the biggest indicator of the future of the mode. They tried bringing back Verdansk and it was somewhat successful, but only for a short time. And now that the hype is over, all we get are the most basic playlist updates. It sucks, but who knows? Maybe they will come out with a great roadmap and I will be wrong. But hey, that's me ranting about Resurgence maps in Warzone, right? As if there's nothing else to talk about. But I feel like it had to be addressed. It's just getting boring and I want more maps. I want the old maps back. But what are your thoughts on this? Do you enjoy only playing Rebirth Island or would you also rather have the other maps available too? And do you think that with Season 5 they should bring back those maps? I know this is not a video that I normally do because I mainly cover Call of Duty Zombies and not Warzone, but as someone who also plays both modes a lot, I felt like I wanted to address this, right? So please go ahead and comment what you think, and thank you so much for watching, and I see you next time.